Hello.
And welcome to
Let the Girls Play. I'm Kelsey Bailey.
I'm Amelia Bain.
And we're here talking women's basketball at the pro level, the college level, maybe the high school level if we do that much research.
Yeah, we might get there eventually. But today we're sort of closing the loop on our March Madness coverage. And we're transferring our focus back to the WNBA.
If you're new here, new to women's basketball, welcome. And thank you for hopping on the interest of women's basketball following what was the most exciting March Madness
Ever.
Yeah.
And if you're new here, stick with us. It's not over. Basketball continues. Basketball is year round.
It wasn't over. It still isn't over. It's from The Notebook. You know that?
Yeah,
when it's in the rain and then they kiss.
This little old movie. I don't know if you ever heard of it.
The Notebook. Now on Broadway.
Say it again. It's never over.
It ain't over.
It ain't over.
It still isn't over. Exactly.
We're still in basketball.
We're still in basketball world, baby, because March Madness is done, but the WNBA draft is just a few days away. And after that, the season's starting. We're going into training camps. We're seeing what's happening, who's being said bye-bye to.
Yeah, we're seeing who's making the leap from college to the WNBA.
But before we get into the WNBA, let's recap what was an incredibly exciting March Madness.
Yes. I guess we left off right before the Final Four games. And they did not disappoint.
Did not disappoint. We watched 2 of the Final Four games together. Not paying too much attention to the NC State South Carolina game because it ended up being a little bit of a blowout.
We paid attention at first, but then when it became clear what was happening, we sort of we chatted with our friend a little bit, and then we were locked in
for Iowa UConn. I'll tell you what, it's been talked about, it's been shared, but that call at the end of the game, woo!
Let the girls play. We'll say it again.
You don't make a call like that on what could be like a game defining play in the last 0.3 seconds of the game or however long.
This is how you know it's wrong, is that professional athletes, like there was that clip of Kelsey Plum and Asia and Jackie Young, and their reaction to it was like, that's not right. Come on.
Brittany Griner had her reaction to it. You could see her just being like, this isn't right. Truly, I mean, UConn played an amazing game. Shout out to Mule.
Yeah, we had a thought like maybe the Liberty need to get this guard who can play such good defense.
Very interested to see where she goes. She played an amazing game.
And that's somebody who's draft stock. I'd never heard of this player, and I'm not a huge UConn fan, to be fair, but I think that performance in the Final Four, draft stock up.
Aaliyah Edwards, I mean, her draft stock has always been up, but it's very exciting.
Yeah.
So that game was a real heartbreak for UConn.
Yeah, because it's like, all right, maybe Iowa wins even if they don't make that call, but at least let them try to get that shot up. Let them at least play. Let them play.
Let the girls play. And I'll tell you what, I was happy that it was Iowa and South Carolina in the finals. Just for the whole revenge tour of South Carolina to come full circle. Because boy, oh boy, did facing off against Iowa again, who eliminated them last year from March Madness, really light a wonderful fire under Raven Johnson.
Let's talk about that game.
Yeah, let's talk about that game.
What a scary start for South Carolina. They went up, 10-0?
10-0.
Is that right? Iowa went up 10-0. And then I think Raven Johnson, also Malaysia Fulwiley, just decided, no, we won't be doing this today.
Thank God for the South Carolina bench who scored over 30 points.
Yeah, that player off the bench, Tessa Johnson, was she their leading scorer?
Yeah, she was the 19 points for the whole game. It was a career high. I mean, as a freshman, her and Malaysia Fulwiley, it was an amazing game. Again, 30 plus points from that deep South Carolina bench, 0 points from the Iowa bench.
Yeah.
So really, Caitlin Clark, great player. South Carolina, great team.
Totally. Yeah. And it was cool to see South Carolina get to celebrate at the end of that game because they've been killers all season. They're undefeated. I feel like the Caitlin Clark fever, and this is nothing against Caitlin Clark, she should be being celebrated.
Absolutely.
But it really has overshadowed this amazing season for Dawn Staley and her team, and to let them, or to see them getting to celebrate was cool.
I love a celebration. I love Dawn
them.
Staley. Loved her dancing with her trophy with all the confetti coming down.
Yeah.
She was crying. I was crying.
Yeah. I ended up watching in a bar with all Iowa fans, weirdly. And I was very quietly rooting for South Carolina. But then at the end, I was like, yes!
Yeah. I was also at a bar with all Iowa fans. I think, that's sort of...
But they're not really Iowa fans. They're just people who are following along with...
Or maybe they are Iowa fans. What do I know? But I think it was really an amazing game to watch. An amazing moment for women's basketball.
Yeah.
18.7 million people tuned
Incredible.
in.
Yeah.
More than the men's finals. More than any...
Which was at prime time. The men's game was at prime time.
Prime time.
Yeah.
More than any men's or women's more than any men's or women's basketball game, college or pro, most watched since 2019, I believe. Thank you, Caitlin Clark, for bringing all of these new people into the world of women's basketball. Excited for you all to see how we do it in the WNBA, because it's just as fun, just as thrilling. Less teams you have to follow.
Yeah. Yeah, you can really get to know these players. Yeah, it's so fun. And you can... If you think it's fun watching a player develop over 4 years, get ready to watch someone develop over their whole career. I cannot wait for the WNBA season to start, Kelsey.
I can't either. And you know what? It's getting closer and closer, and we're looking towards the draft happening on Monday, the 15th. We're so excited. Lists have been coming out. They've been updating the lists. Obviously, we all know Caitlin Clark is going to be the first pick. It would be truly the gag of the century.
It would be.
If Indiana was like, No,
we don't want her.
We don't want her. We're going with, I don't know. So it's very exciting. I'm excited for the wave to come to the WNBA. I'm excited to see how Caitlin does. I'm excited to see how all these rookies do. I love rookies.
Yeah, and if you are a new women's basketball fan and you're like, what do I do with all this energy? You should get League Pass and you should watch games from last season. Get a little bit familiar. Learn the lay of the land so that you come into the season
Absolutely.
ready. Yeah. And that's a plug for League Pass.
But yeah, looking at the draft, obviously Caitlin Clark, number 1, Cameron Brink projected to be number 2 going to Los Angeles. And recently after the finals game, Camila Cardozo's rank has gone up from earlier projected to be, I think, a number
4.
She's now at number 3, projected to go to the Chicago Sky. I think that a Dawn Staley to Teresa Weatherspoon transition as coaches, coach-wise, feels right for me. Because they're both like so inspirational and great, like public speakers and motivational speakers.
Yeah. And our former players.
So they
can relate to you in that way. Yeah.
No shade to Kurt Miller, my short king. I love you, king.
We love you. Our queer icon, Kurt Miller.
Icon. But I think Chicago would be like a really, really great fit for her. And I think they probably need a big. They need a center.
Imagine Scrappy Doo herself.
Oh my God. Marina
teamed
Mabry.
up with Ms. Shove, Camila Cardoso.
Wow.
Watch out, y'all. Wild in Chicago.
Out, y'all.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Let's see what else ESPN is projecting. Number 4, Rakia Jackson from Tennessee to the Los Angeles Sparks is what's being projected.
I like that.
Aaliyah Edwards, the power forward from UConn to the Dallas Wings. Let's go.
Trammell time.
It's Trammell time. Coach her up, Trammell. Let's go. We love you, LT. JC Sheldon from Ohio State, projected to go to the Washington Mystics.
All right.
She's a 5'10" player. So yeah, it's very exciting. I'm not sure how to announce this, pronounce this woman's name, but Isabel Borlase. Borlase?
We'll find out on Monday at the draft.
But she's an Australian player, projected to be number 7 to the Minnesota Lynx.
Nice. I like that.
A team that I also know is sort of in a rebuilding year. I would say Minnesota, Chicago are also a lot of teams are rebuilding, especially after a lot of the trades that have been happening, but really looking at those teams to see what they're able to do. And then Angel Reese, expected to go to the Chicago Sky at number 8.
I love this, especially if Camila Cardoso goes to the sky because, they guarded each other in that game that got pretty chippy, South Carolina LSU. But I think this could be, I told Kelsey earlier, like at the beginning of Step Brothers, when Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly's characters hate each other and they're kind of like, scuffling. And then they realize, wait a second, did we just become best friends? And I think we might see a wait a minute, did we just become best friends moment between Angel Reese and Camila Cardoso because they both play so hard. I think we've got a dynamic duo.
Oh my God, my package is here. Oh my God.
Kelsey, run. Kelsey, run. Right now, Kelsey is running frantically down the steps. The FedEx guy is outside with her package, with her ticket. And we can do an unboxing in just a moment. You heard it first from me.
Time for a little unboxing.
Kelsey has just received her package, which includes a gift from the WNBA experiences. She's winded. This is just like, like any professional athlete. Kelsey is winded after exerting herself.
Should I do an unboxing?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. All right. We have the tickets in a lanyard.
Did you get 2 tickets?
I accidentally bought 2. A letter with information guide. Scan the QR code. Tote bag. Scan here before May 1st, 2024 to claim your free official WNBA Round 21 beanie. Oh, and it has a little bit about the artist who designed the bag.
Shout out to the artist.
Shout out to artists everywhere.
Shout out to art.
Shout out to art. And here we go.
Ooh. Wow, you're going to be walking around town.
We have 2 beautiful WNBA Draft 2024 presented by State Farm. Shout out State Farm.
Shout out State Farm. And it does say you had to be there.
You had to be there.
And guess what? We will be there.
We will be there. We will either be wearing suits or our beautiful Liberty jackets that we got for being season ticket holders. But wow, that was a great moment. And I hope you all enjoyed it.
Incredible moment for the pod.
And if you're seeing this before the draft happens and you live in New York and you want to come with us, send us a DM. I have an extra one because I'm an idiot. Wow, what a nice way to wrap up the draft talk by getting my draft tickets. And following the draft, obviously we'll have our own episode coming out with our POV on the events, but we'll also be on our friend Mike Zakarian's live show talking the WNBA draft and all things WNBA. Team Holds Live with Mike Zakarian. So really excited to be able to get together with him and be able to talk basketball. And of course, we'll share more information about that. And quickly, before we go, want to give a shout out to the winner of our March Madness bracket in Dawn Staley We Trust.
What a comeback story.
Truly.
The comeback story of the season, honestly. I would say. From last place to first. Incredible.
Amazing. Congrats to In Dawn Staley We Trust. The special winner of... Here, we didn't say what the prize was going to be.
It's a good prize.
The prize is a ticket to a Liberty home game of their choice, not the Aces or the home opener. Those have already been claimed, but they get to come to a game with us. Yeah. And when I sent the DM to the person who won, I was like, also, if you think that's weird, you don't have to, and we can just like send you a bucket hat or something. Bucket hat,
yeah.
But they're like, no, that sounds great. So, congrats to them. Excited to meet a fellow listener in person. And also, if you're a listener and you will be at Liberty home games, let us know which ones you're going to.
Yeah, we would love to meet up at the games. Maybe take a picture.
Oh my gosh, of course. Have a little laugh.
Oh, we're going to be laughing.
We're going to be
laughing at the games this
season.
And
also, we're just going to float an idea that we have and tell us if you think this is a good idea or not. We have 4 season tickets between the 2 of us.
Yeah.
We are thinking of like having a little bit of fun with our section, with our seats.
Yes.
And we think we're going to name ourselves the Holly Row. Let us know if you think that's fun.
I think it's really
fun. Get like a cutout of her head.
Yes, and don't steal this idea.
Do not steal this idea.
Unless you are
trademark copyright. This
let the girls say
copyright. This is legally binding. If you were to go in as
yeah. And the only person that can have the idea is Holly Row.
Mm-hmm.
You can have it, Holly. But
Holly, you can have it.
Unless you're in our row, don't steal it.
Yeah, unless you're in our row, don't steal it. We will be finding a time when Holly will be there for a broadcast. We'll bring her her head, maybe a little sign. Maybe we'll wear
dress
suits,
up as
power
Holly
suits. Maybe
Row.
we'll get long blonde wigs.
Oh, these things are gonna happen. Yeah,
it's all gonna happen. The Holly Row. Let us know if that's
Holly
fun
Row.
or not, or if you have another pun name for our row.
Yeah, we'll try out some. We'll test some things.
The
yeah.
Rebecca
Robo.
We could change it
That's
the whole
fun.
time.
That's really fun.
So excited for these games, so excited for my tickets to the draft to be here, excited for the draft to be happening, excited for everyone involved with women's basketball
Except the refs.
Bye.